Hello and welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to episode 18 of Terra Invicta. We are back, but before we get into the episode, if you do want to support the channel, which you guys have been excellently doing, it's been absolutely unbelievable, then please do leave a comment, leave a like, help the algorithm out, as 4X games do tend to be on the niche side of things, as I know from Aurora. So, where were we last episode? Well, we did manage to take back Sweden. Well, not take back, but unify Sweden with the rest of the EU. And we're now going to go over to Greece, which we couped, or took over, so to speak. And we unallied them for the United States after the United States basically went in with their Robot Wars army, the 10th Mountain Division, which is very, very scary to look at, and they took over Greece. They are also going all over the place and invading these countries. On top of that, we managed to take over Turkey, and once we have Greece under our control, we'll pretty much have the entire EU done. The only other thing that the EU can do right now would be to gain control of Georgia. Georgia is still in the EU, so we can probably look at a unification there to get Georgia in, but I think we might just go for a war, because, to be honest, it's a bit pointless to spend so much time doing it. They're also not a very wealthy society. But no, in terms of that situation, we're doing quite well. There are a lot of aliens coming around here we need to get rid of. In the solar system, we had begun our efforts to build up the solar system stations. We had got more water supplies. We were focusing really hard on Earth interface hubs, and the point of that was to ensure we got 2 more stations on orbit. The point of that is, of course, to ensure that we have enough research to really propel ourselves to get ships capable of defending against alien threats, and also, out-tech our opponents, which, are all the other factions, largely speaking, because we kind of made enemies with everyone. We can have a look at the global opinion at the moment. Most people are supporting the initiative, unfortunately. I think that's because the initiative control India, so that's a big portion of the world's population. If we have a look at factions, we can kind of see the servants right now are, they're mining quite a few resources here. 273, 20 mission control. We've got so much more mission control than some people, though, and that's allowing us to really expand out. A lot of these people are over their caps, though. Project Exodus over the cap, Unity First over the cap, Cannons over the cap. So we can look at definitely taking over some stations. That cap we are going to be increasing with our HABs, which we should be doing, if I remember myself correctly, shortly anyway. We also built a Tomo station, which allows us to actually build new vessels, which we were actually trying to get some better vessels after we scuttled the remaining ones. But if I go over to these ships, so we had the new vessel, which was going to be the Resurgent class, and that was going to have a much higher acceleration. However, it's pretty much immobile. It basically just has to kind of sit there. And of course, that does have some negative effects, because we're going to be building 2 of them. We're building 2 of them in the Tobo. We're also building a Republic class destroyer. I believe, that was Marine Assault Units. That was a troop transport that we were building. We do have a troop transport actually on the way. That's going to arrive in May. But no, if I actually have a look at the ships, because of that cap is over, I am interested. Potentially we can take over some, with that troop transport, take over some of these HABs. But let's get the game on the way here. We have our armies. They should be ready to get moving in. We're not at war currently. We're going to have to wait until the next phase for national policy changes. But yeah, we do have our cap increased, so we should be able to take over Greece. Unfortunately, the servants did gain control of the oligarchs in Turkey, which is not really what you want to see. Okay, Marcos, what we're going to have you do, you can defend interests in Greece. Actually, no. We need to defend interest in European Union, because that runs out, I think, every year. It's about that. We're going to have you... We don't need to stabilize the EU, so you can just continue advising, which will obviously improve the economy, and that's what we want to see. You, however, I want you to go assault some alien assets. We've got a lot of aliens growing all over the place in Eastern Europe. They seem to propagate in Eastern Europe. I'm not sure why over any other kind of territory area, and that's why we need to really if possible, deal with the aliens in the space so that they can't obviously come down here and cause us issues. Let's assault some of these assets. I need someone to set national policy. And that should then allow us to declare war. We've got obviously our 5 divisions coming down here. We also have, I believe this is 2 armies. No, it's only 1. This is the other army here in Ukraine. We'll move them over here to get ready for the invasion into Greece. Because Greece, if I remember myself correctly, is rugged terrain. Twice as long for an army to travel through and offer significant combat bonuses. So while they have no actual army, it does take a lot more effort to actually take over their territory when you compare it to something like Ukraine or Sweden. Sweden, if we have a look here, is an ecologically protected region. And they don't have, additional rugged terrain benefits for themselves there. So we don't have to worry too much about that. We did lose that here, which actually we lost some mission control. Taking over Sweden was a big deal, though. Ooh, okay, that's interesting. We have a megafauna rampaging through Venezuela. Venezuela's not owned by anyone. We've got a bunch of aliens all in South America causing problems. It's kind of the land of the alien, which is very scary to think about. Right, we should be assaulting some of these aliens, though, in this side. Let's move this tank army down. We can also have these armies assault alien assets. And if we don't, because obviously if we keep these aliens alive, well, not alive, but if we don't purge them, then stuff that, like in Venezuela, is going to happen in Europe. And that means that our armies are going to have to fight. And it's going to be very, very messy in doing so. We're going to declare war on Greece. Join the war. Yeah, join the war. Okay, there we go. War declared. We can also move the Turkish army over as well. And we should be able to hopefully get our armies ready to go in. Okay, they've declared war on Greece, it looks like. Yeah, the US. So we're going to move in and hopefully get there before then. 9th of March, though. Okay, we did do some of that purging on these alien life forms. So apparently some of it still does remain. Okay, they've arrived in Zagreb, so that is that army. We're going to move them, keep moving them over. I can't wait for when the update comes out for this game, which will allow you to move armies, like queue them up to move multiple regions without having to constantly do this. It does mean navies are really, really useful, but there's such a costly investment, realistically speaking, for that. It's not really something that I want to look at investing in. Hydroponics bays, interesting. What does that do for us? Hydroponics bay. Building space, monthly support costs. Reduces the house volatile water by the equivalent mass consumed by 30 crew. Ah, okay, so this helps with stuff like this station, for example. This station queues minus 44 water per day because it's got a space hospital on it. I might want to consider putting something like a hydroponics bay in, and that will reduce costs. So that is definitely something to consider right there. All right, we're moving our armies in. Hopefully, we'll be able to get in before the Americans do, because they've kind of sweeped in and they're being very annoying with everything going on. Let's defend our interest in Canada. We still have the Canada under our control. Let me go over and continue advising into the European Union. Tangier, let me have a look over at America. I am very interested in things that we can do in America. Mexico, if we can seize Mexico, is definitely a consideration. Let's go for a purge operation. UI spy, you can do public campaigning. Let's start public campaigning in the United States. Let's have a look at our council, actually. Is there any organizations we can purchase for use? We have this organization that provides us with some money. Let's get you purchased. That'll provide us with a little bit of extra funds. We can also give you an extra administration. Arcadia extraction, that's a +2 bonus to mineral extraction. That's what we want. Augment. I'm just going to keep admin increases so that we get more and more of these guys. +3 unity, public campaigning. +3 to the economy, monthly income. Let's increase our monthly income. Yeah, nothing else that we can do here. I do like the music in this game, by the way. It's very on brand. Very XCOM-like. I mean, obviously this game was developed by people who made Long War, so it does make some sense. You can look at assaulting alien assets. Keep doing so, please. And I think we should be good. Again, May's when some of our forces arrive. First Nation projects. I believe that is for splitting up things like Canada. Because I think they got the Great Independence movements unlocked, if I remember myself correctly, after last episode. We are really trying to research atomic manipulation because that gets us nanofactories, which are going to be really cool. We're also getting Xenoflora defoliants and a bunch of other things. Alright, here's our army going in. Okay, they've arrived in the Bucharest region. First Guards tank army move down, and we're now starting the invasion straight into Greece, full scale right here. We also have our Turkish army coming up as well. They have a pretty advanced army. We are trying to improve our European army as much as we can. We are increasing it decently. We got 4.1. It was a lot worse a while ago, but we did manage to get Sweden, which helped. Getting Greece should also help as well. Let's move this army to Western Turkey. Okay, we managed to get in, which is good. Meteor strike. Ooh. The Xenology lab on the station was destroyed. Ooh, look at that. So that is Xenu Station. Let's get a Xenology lab back on for that, please. Build in space. Thank you very much. Fantastic. Our research right now is really good. 65. What are other factions research coming out? 40, 25, 32. We only have double the research output as a lot of these nations. I'm really liking our position. Like, we had some difficulties, definitely, and with the aliens are still going to really hurt us. But we are definitely in a much better position. For my first ever like proper game of Terra Invicta, I'm really happy with how the game's gone out so far. The question is, can we translate that to space? Because this is just geopolitics, of course. There goes America, regime changing in Guatemala, as they do. Yeah, here we go. Ooh, we did manage to gain control of a control point in Mexico. So if we can gain control of Mexico and Canada, we can definitely start putting pressure on the United States. And getting control of the United States would basically make us unparalleled. It would allow us to be the most powerful nation in the world. Of course, we have China and India and some of the other nations, but it would give us access to this very advanced army and all those nuclear weapons. We would control, maybe 90% of the nuclear weapons, and that's obviously a very, very big thing to have. Okay, keep sending the armies in. We need to send everything in as much as we can. We are going to take heavy casualties now. Okay, you've defended our interest in Canada. Good to see. Let's defend our interest in Mexico, please. Can I get Tianzia to begin purge operations? So 1%. We probably need to do a crackdown, realistically speaking. You can stabilize Mexico for now.
Where do you need me?
Ready.
You keep advising. As I said, advising gets us a lot of benefits. You can build public support because there's a lot of initiative public support here, and that's obviously going to be risky if they decide they want to come back into the country. Assault alien assets. Yeah, keep assaulting these alien assets. This one in Sofia.
We are going in, making things safe for our people.
Okay, our armies now should be arriving. That'll arrive 29th of March. That'll arrive 24th of March. And then we'll be waiting for probably Q2 of this year for additional forces. Okay, we are taking some really heavy losses fighting into Greece right now.
Order is returning.
Try and stabilize Mexico where we can here. Might want to go for a coup attempt, to be honest. Okay, there we go. There's all the armies have arrived. I'm going to move out the 20th Tanks Guard army out, considering that they're taking heavy casualties doing so.
Public opinion is moving in our direction.
So now we're beginning the actual occupation here, bringing everything in. Let me bring that Turkish force in as well. We're getting a lot of armies to take over Greece. Project Exodus now has a fleet. Tiangong Station. Let me have a look at that ship. That is a Crate Missile Bay point defense laser turret. It's the Monarch class. uses Nerva engines, is capable of a combat acceleration of 7.9 milligis. So that's quite a slow ship. Looks very cool though, of course. Right, let me head back to... They can obviously begin attacks on our stations. I'm going to be very, very careful about that. We should have platoon barracks available. I would hope so. This needs a platoon barracks minimum. I'm gonna put 2 marine platoon barracks on, and I'm gonna put another solar array on this habitat as well. All right, we're beginning that attack in. Panic by aliens in Kyiv. Deploy our forces. Deal with those forces in Kyiv. Redeploy those damaged forces. We are bringing now the Turkish forces in, and we are beginning the proper occupation of Greece. There's another army coming in as well now. And yeah, we're just ground pounding Greece, even though they're holding out in this rugged Greek mountains against our combined efforts here. Okay, Marcus Magoza. Let's look at a coup d'etat attempt potentially. 96% chance in Mexico. Yeah, pull a coup d'etat, get rid of the initiative, and just keep building up our public support in the country. You have a pretty good public campaign as well, because if they have too much public support, they might get it back. So we've got to be careful about that. We're gonna have you advise Russia, because there is a bit of diminishing returns with advise. Investigate alien activity.
Lending my expertise.
There we go. Improves those values a little bit. And here we go into Greece. We should be having the Turkish forces arrive on the 8th as well to help. I think the war will be over by then. There we go. And we've taken control of Greece. So that now gives us the entire EU pretty much how it should be. There isn't much else that we can take without going for any new researchers. So we have pretty much the entire European Union under our control. 600 million people living in it. Very, very happy with all of that. Let's get this stuff airlifted home. Let's cancel that operation there. Let me go over to the 2nd Army, 1st Tanks Army. We can have you get airlifted home as well. And then we can obviously heal up. There goes ahead with that coup attempt. And that's a new army we just got. The okay, that's a name. I'm not going to be able to help with that. I'm going to reduce how much we're spending on build army. We're also spending a lot of mission control. I'm going to reduce that a little bit as well. Military spending is definitely something we probably want to invest a little bit more into. Some of the other stuff as well here. But yeah, taking over Greece obviously is a very nice thing to have. Oh my god, I should have defended that point. They always go into the Russian point. Breakup of Indonesia project available. Okay. Those are the tank armies coming back. We do still have this little problem over here with Iran. Now, Iran used all their nuclear weapons, so we should be able to go in and do some regime change. However, they do have rugged terrain, but fallout has struck the area. Population loss is probably going to be pretty significant. We will need to bring in some forces here. We're not at war with Iran exactly, though we could probably, within the EU's not at war with Iran, but we probably want to bring them in to subdue Iran fully. At the very least, I might want to do a peace deal. Another initiative fleet was detected. Let me have a look at ship construction. 46 days on that, or 25 days for that vessel. We should have on the 30th of May those other forces arriving. Okay. Ham module completed on Phobos. So that is beautiful to see. If we go to Mars, we go to Phobos, we should now be mining 57 water from that planet. Well, not planets, but from the moon. And we also have a supply depot here as well, which obviously provides us a little bit of extra benefit.
Here's what we've found.
We've got some xenology research. We actually have a really high bonus to xenology, 106%, which is why we're going for some of these xenology researches at a lower rate. Okay, alliance ended with the Mexicans. Marcus, defend our interests in Mexico.
Protecting our interests.
Actually, no, you don't need
For my
to.
mission.
I mean, yeah, but actually protect the
What's the
interests, and I need someone to actually
Standing by for orders.
capture
Putting
Mexico.
in place.
You
Reporting
can
in.
steal.
Ready to go.
Stealing projects is pretty
catch up on
juicy,
years
so
of
do
research.
that.
Where to?
Obviously, we do have a little bit of a problem with stabilizing this country. However, if I have a look at the United States, I'm going to start building up more public support in the US and getting ourselves in position to start going after them. Sabotage project, assault alien. Yeah, start assaulting these alien assets, please. And in that vein, actually, I'm going to deploy these armies to Bulgaria and get them moving over to that direction. These forces should be airlifting home. Yeah, they should be airlifting all the way home here.
Securing our interests.
Eventually, we should be able to integrate Turkey, I would imagine, because there should be a project for that. If I have a look in our research, Europa Ascendant, that gives us claims on Istanbul, Yerevan, and all that stuff. However, that is a 20,000 RP research, which is a lot of points to consider. Definitely not something we can just willy-nilly do whenever the hell we feel like it. Regime change in Yemen.
I'm in.
Rapid response teams. Interesting. Yeah, that we just took that from Humanity First. Victor 50. Bloody hell. UFOs crashed in America.
Our case remains unheard.
Okay, we're going to be bringing those forces back home, and we should be assaulting over there. Have module complete from Marine Platoon Barracks on the Tomo Station. That's good.
You're kidding, right? I could set a puppy on fire on live TV, right? And it wouldn't burn the bloody thing. That's how much they love me.
The initiative made to the press following a victory. Wow.
To the news media.
So that is mass communications, and that'll give us next. Will give us a rival culture.
Falling back.
So that's going to definitely change us. So visible combat lasers on the way. We're going to have Xenoflorians come in, and that should help us against any of those dirty aliens coming in.
Support.
And we now have control of Mexico. Now, Mexico-wise, there's not much I want out of the country. I'm just going to primarily focus on probably spoils. I just want the money from it. We can just reduce the other ones. So we'll do... The military doesn't really matter too much. We'll just keep funding like that. We will buff the welfare up to kind of keep them stable for us. But we now have all those control points around the US. So it should make it easier to look at getting into the United States if possible here. Project Exodus coming into Russia, unfortunately. We should respond to that as soon as possible if we can. Okay, how much we completed? That's orbital core. I believe that was for, if I go to Earth, new rivalry, Mexico's now rivals. We're going to have to ally people, otherwise they'll get declared war on. But no, I believe that was for this station, which just brought that stuff online, and that should give us research into material science. This over here needs that new solar array before it can do anything. What I am going to do now is look at you. What is a coup attempt in the United States? 29.2. Popular support is only 3.5, and we also don't have any unrest in the country. What I am going to have you instead do is go over to here and start looking at doing some purging. And I'm going to actually invest a lot of influence into that 64. Because they're probably going to defend the interests there. So we've got to be consider that. We'll do a public campaign in the US.
Standing by for orders.
I'm going to defend our interests in Mexico.
Securing our control.
And I'm going to start stabilizing the country as well here as much as we can. Over here, we can look at investigating those alien activity. And we should be able to get those Russian forces also back to go deal with coming at us. Now, our ships should be arriving here. So 30th of May is when you arrive, but we should also have some ships finishing up in 5 days. We'll have that Republic-class troop transport, which is a quote-unquote destroyer. It's not really. It's basically just the biggest ship I have that I can fit troop transport bays on. There we go, ship launch, and that's in the L1 orbit, of course, as well. You have a lot of KPS available to you, so we're going to have you transfer over to a low Earth orbit, if possible. So that's going to take you 2.26 days to arrive. That'll take you 7th of May. So transfer to low Earth orbit.
Things are stabilizing.
We're winning their hearts
Public
and
campaign,
minds.
8%. We've had, those public campaigns have been really, really good. Again, if we can manage to get control of the United States, that would basically secure ourselves geopolitically for however long we need. Okay, there you go. They have arrived. I'm going to have you transfer to a station if possible. A Tomo station. Transfer over if you can, please. Let me just go back to geopolitical because we can't do... Can you not refuel? Okay, you should be able to refuel from that station. There we go. Do a resupply, please. And then we can begin doing some little plans. Some little plans. Oh, okay. They declared war on Mexico. That's a problem. Well, if I ally with Russia, Turkey, and Canada, and we try and seek a peace. Okay, you just finished up there. Let me have a look at the intel. Who's over that mission control capacity? Whoa, Humanity First is really over it. Protectorate are over it. Okay, Protectorate. Let's go after some Protectorate stations. Transfer Protectorate. Sun Tzu Station. Transfer to that station. That will take you 11th of May to arrive, so it should be very quick. Complete your transfer. Assault the Hab. 89% chance of that being done. Captured. Sun Tzu Station captured by the Resistance. Very nice. Okay, that's a little much. So this has shipyards on it. These are shipyards. Also has the orbital core. We have a bunch of different labs on it. We need to power modules on. We need to actually get the solar arrays online. I'm going to decommission these old shipyard modules, and we're going to replace them with science modules if possible. Information sciences might be what we want to go for. Yeah, information science. We want to get as much science benefit as possible out of these, so we're going to go for information science labs. There we go. So we retook that station because I believe that was ours at one point. We can now also repair you to get your module back. But yeah, we just took over that from the Protectorate there because they didn't have...
Found something.
They were over control capacity. We are also over control capacity, which is a bit scary. What is really taxing it? So we've got a bunch of these stations, obviously. We also have ships in orbit. Locations, -5, -5, -4. This space is only costing us that. That's really cheap. What is causing the costs? Well, these can just get decommissioned because we don't need them. There we go. That's going to be... That's -3. That's -2. It's the new larger ones, isn't it? And we also have the operation centers, which are providing those four. Which is reducing costs for us. Do we not have the power for this? Doesn't look like we have the power. We can upgrade the settlement core here on this hab. Let's add in another fission pile to get that supply depot on. And then, yeah, I don't think there's much we can do about it, to be honest, but we kind of have to. Spruant Station, Wongjin Station. Phobos is -5, you're -3. We have those space hospitals, and those are providing us with more income, which is supplementing a lot of problems at the moment. That's providing us 166 income, which is paying for a lot of these very expensive shipyards. Barbarossa base is also sitting there. You're sitting here. Low Earth orbit, Olympus Mons. The problem is I don't want to give up anything, but I'm going to have to give up something. I might have to give up Phobos, to be honest. Or Albamela. This is this synchronous station. I can't get to that, otherwise we are in a financially terrible position. Medium Earth orbit, Atomo station. That's our shipyards. We should get that solar array online. That should sort us out. You over here. I've got to basically choose. I'm going to decommission this hab then. Decommission hab should sort us out. Regime change. And now, yeah, of course, there's a war going on now over here, so we've got to be very careful about that. There's our project complete. So now we do bonus damage to aliens xenoforming, which is always very nice. We're going to get Xerophytes on the way. Actually, no, let's look for some new research then. Fission platform. In situ resource utilization. I like an in situ resource utilization module. That looks very interesting. We're going to get advanced atomic manipulation somewhat shortly. Fortunately, we did not able to regain control of that point in Russia. I would very much like to do so. Okay, set national policy, please.
I'm here. Ready to go.
In Mexico.
On my way to the capital.
Try and force the US to back the hell off. Their armies spread all over the place. They've got 4 armies currently sitting in the Gulf states right now. Okay, crackdown-wise, 15.9 popular support.
At your service.
7% chance to get through to you. I'm going to just put 65 in. 45% chance.
Your orders.
You stabilize the country.
Ready to go.
It's a fractured state of a country right now, and keep boosting popularity in the United States. Again, a coup attempt would be a big thing for us.
I will tell our story.
We're gonna have those ships coming on. That's gonna screw us over in terms of our capacity. We should be able to scuttle you at least, I would imagine. We're just gonna be waiting for you to arrive on the 20th of June, so that will reduce our capacity there somewhat. I'm going to get rid of you, I think, because you're the troop carrier I was talking about. In 11 days, we'll have those 2 ships finish up here. And then we can take the fight to the aliens, hopefully. You need to be airlifted home. Oh, yeah, I think you already are being airlifted home. Okay, that's good. 0.72. We've got a lot of boost income, which we don't really need that much use for now. There's those armies coming back. They're pulling out. We're going to move down and get ready to move in to go deal with the threat south of us.
Public sentiment is increasingly with us.
Order is returning.
Okay. Christ. Okay, they're going after Russia hard. Come on, need that. Okay, seek peace. Still at war with Mexico. Now at war with Senegambia. The US is just going absolutely nuts. The only way we're going to stop that war is going to be a very concerted effort. Again, we lost those mission control points, though now we have those ships which are available in low Earth orbit. So these are very, very fast ships. Obviously, though, that they are our best ships. However, their capability against the enemy forces is going to be debatable. They have a decent strength, so what I'm going to do is going to have them merge fleets. So now 2 of them right next to each other, looking very dapper. Let me have a look at what is in low Earth orbit. We will sort this mission control out either through battle or through some other way. Let us have a look at what is in low Earth orbit, though. Fleets. Show all fleets. So if we have a look, Victor 6 is in low Earth orbit. It is the weakest ship possible that we can go at, and that is what we will do. We have for ourselves Romeo 12 gives us about 150 combat power, so we have 50 additional combat power over. So I'm going to go to this fleet. Okay, go to fleet. I think we're already at the fleet, which is why. We're going to have you transfer to Victor 6. Which actually requires 3 KPS. Are you kidding me? We don't have enough KPS. They just kind of have to sit there. Can we go towards anything? No valid flight pass. Did I make literally... Oh god, what have I done? Okay, first off, undock from the station. Boo. We might have to refit these guys, to be honest. Fleet ships and construction. Design ship class. Yeah, what is it? It is going to be the Resurgent class upgrade. We need a lot more fuel tanks on this thing. Save. That's the Vehement class. How much will it take? How much can we refit that? Land on surface, undock, merge fleet, transfer. I don't know if we can actually do a refit there. Oh, I would hate to have to scrap that. Okay, they've arrived. Transfer. 4.8 KPS. We might just have to wait for them to get closer. We have 1.3 KPS available. Let me go back to Earth. So we can transfer to Romeo 4, for example. But transferring to Victor, one of these ships, is very, very difficult for us. We transfer, like, Atomo, obviously. 3 KPS. Yeah, we're going to need more, I think. Unless we can wait for them to get closer to each other. Now, where is Victor 6? Victor 6 is here. Atomo station where Romeo is. So, Romeo 12. So, that's Romeo 11. Romeo 12 is here, okay? Victor 6 is all the way over there. So, presumably... no. Presumably, if we wait a little bit, they'll come around and then we can intercept them. I would imagine so. Oh, God. It's a bit fast. Not really what I wanted there. So, Romeo 12's here. Now, Victor 6 is all the way over here. Now, that will be coming around. If I select Romeo 12... transfer Victor 6. 3 KPS. Okay, how do we have you transferred to the station, to Atomo? Okay, complete transfer. Can I do a refit at all? I'm not sure that I can, which is a bit of a pain, if you ask me. Transfer to Victor 6. I just want you to fight Victor 6. So we're gonna wait and see maybe if Victor 6 comes around a little bit more. Okay, what if we can get to like a closer in station? 1.4 to get to low Earth orbit 2. Just out. If we can maybe get to a station that's close enough in, we can salvage the situation here. Foxtrot Victor 13. We would need to get to a station, realistically speaking. So that is the Gallon station. Okay, Romeo 12. Give me Romeo 12. Transfer. There's some Galerics that's coming around. 1.4 kps. There might be a chance here. Where is that station? Earth. That's Spruance. That's the Dagrian. Okay. So that's coming around. Again, if we manage to get into there, maybe we can make it work. Very much a big maybe, but yeah, 1.8 kW. So we're gonna wait for it to come all the way around again. Okay. Because that was a 1.4. If it's 1.3, we can reach that. So we're going to wait for Dagrian to go all the way around. We also have Sun Tzu. But obviously, we have to actually be able to refuel from one of these. So if we transfer to Persepolis, Pizarro stations in low Earth orbit. Yeah, they're getting down enough to the point where there is definitely a shot to be able to. Jomny station is in synchronous Earth orbit, which we can't get to right now. You're in low Earth orbit. Pizarro is definitely potential. We've got to see it come closer though. Okay. This is what happens when you don't get enough for what you need. Okay, 1.7. Come on, transfer. 2.2. 1.4 on Seneca. Oh my god, if we just had 0.1 additional kps. Oh, don't do this to me. Don't do this to me. No valid float profile. Oh my god. This legend is what happens when you design things that shouldn't fly. It was going to be so good. Oh, God. Go back to Earth, please. 2.6 kps. Again, we've got to wait for them to come around again. Because it's in medium Earth orbit. Because I put it there because I wanted to, you know, safety. But apparently, that's too much. Too much, apparently. Me wanting to be safe about things. Imagine that. Causing us issues. Yeah, we have 1.3 kps, but to actually get there, like, it literally is requiring like 0.2 more to go to limp our way all the way over. Worst case, I'm just gonna have to scuttle. I'm just gonna have to scuttle and get new ships. I really don't want to have to do that. I think I'm just scuffed. Is there not an ability to refit? Let me have a look. Ship design, power plant, refits. Hulls can't change, power plant can change. Okay. What we'll have you do is sit there. There must be a feature, right? Ship construction. Refit dock ship. Yes, we can refit. Okay. Valid is the Vehement? The hell is the Vehement class? Design ship. Not design ship. Ship classes. Vehement. Okay, it's the new design. Okay, this works. We can refit. We're saved. It's not cursed. We didn't design completely useless ships. Add to queue. Add to queue. 0 days. Refit those boys. Please tell me they're gonna get refit. Ship launched. We did it? We did it. We did it, son. We did it. We can do it. We can now head out. We can actually do stuff with them. Atomo Station. Go to here. Merge fleets. Transfer. Let's do it. Let's do it, son. Transfer ship. Go, 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 go. They are a little bit slower, but you know, what can you do? Okay, yeah, we really need to evade this, to be honest. Oh, thank Christ. Okay, we've gotten out of there. We didn't have the Delta V refueled properly. We're going to go refuel at... which station do we have available for refueling? Xingyao we can use. We'll use Xingyao. We'll go refuel. I'm also going to order up another couple ships to be built. Oh, I can hear them. I want... What are they called again? It will be... Independence Vehement class. So we're going to build 2 of those ships, get them built and underway. And honestly, we're going to have to get rid of some of these other vessels because they are going to be far, far too expensive. But let's get the time going anyway. I'm still not sure about ship combat, so we'll have to see how effective our ships will be. I doubt very. There they go. They've transferred now. We'll have them resupply. Okay, they used a lot of water, and we need a lot of water to resupply them. Romeo 7, let's get you scuttled. There we go. We should also be able to continue our operations in terms of taking over other ships. So let's head back here. Transfer to Belisarius. I know it was these guys who were having issues, so go over to the Protectorate and go take over that station. Station is what I meant to say.
The opposition remains in
Oh, we didn't manage to purge there. That's unfortunate. So they should have managed to do that fuel. Oh, no, this is Romeo 11, and this is the Protectorate station? Yes, it is. So Assault Hab. Get that station for us there. Some armies were turning back home, and we managed to capture that station. Do we want to keep it? Probably. Resistance. We want to get rid of some of these. You're not mining us a lot of resources. 2.3. You're losing us. Operation Center. You're not mining us a lot either. Like 1.3. Yeah, I'm going to get rid of you. You're not worth it, I don't think. Manage. Decommission Hab. Get rid of that. Hopefully save us on some of these costs. And in exchange, we did just get that new station, which is the Quan station. We're going to need to obviously attach some new stuff on. We can put in solar arrays. And that should sort everything out. You're going to decommission that module, and I'm going to put on some material science labs. But I think we've just kicked out pretty much all of their stuff from orbit. Let me go over to Romeo 15 now. Oh, they're still resupplying, so we'll have to wait for them to be done. Marcos, you need to defend our interests in Russia, otherwise we're going to lose all of Russia here. We're going to need to purge.
Where do you need me?
At your service.
Purge here, 45% chance. Do so. Over here, build up public support in the United States.
Acknowledged.
You can keep stabilizing Mexico, and you can look at increasing unrest. I don't think you're going to be able to, so just do some investigations on alien activity.
Protecting our interests.
Okay, there we go. Resupply successful, so we should be able to now go have a look at some alien vessels. India 1 is in low Earth orbit, though we can't reach it. Vector 6, we'd be able to reach it with 1.4 kilometers per second, though I doubt we could do too much to it. We really do need a lot more fuel for ourselves. Let me have a look at current ships in terms of their ships. So if we have a look at Victor 6, they have light mag battery, they have the laser cannon, 20 centimeters of armor, a lot of armor on the nose. It's a big ship. It has a good turn radius, 52 millig's of cruise acceleration, though. What's our... Do we know combat acceleration? Max combat acceleration, 3.2 Gs. We compare that with our Vehement class. So, upgrade. So the Vehement class has a max combat acceleration of 650 millig's. So it's a lot slower. So we would need probably a lot of ships realistically to be able to really go quote unquote toe to toe. And I mean, even then it's not really going to be toe to toe. So yeah, we'll just keep going on here. Panic, quell the disturbances. Yeah, we're going to decommission some of those. Has breakthrough. Gain 3000 RP. Off-world mining increased by 5%. Mission control per hour increased by 5%. Off-world mining increased by 5%. And we just finished up Salamander Autopsies. Update codex with new information. Terrorize region. Also got in situ resource utilization module. We are going to need some better weapons, I think, going ahead. Definitely. So that has an acceleration of 3.5 Gs. Now compare that to current ship weapons. Design ship. Let me have a look at some of these weapons. So current weapons. So Viper, that's an acceleration of 5.3 Gs. Now we assume the enemy can accelerate like nearly 4 Gs. We are going to need a very fast missile to realistically do anything. So if I have a look at the tech tree, what weapon systems can we realistically look at that can provide us with such a thing? We are, obviously, we do have those missiles that provide us with a bunch of different kinds. Cobra missiles, 3.5 Gs. Anaconda missiles, 5G acceleration, 3.7 kilometers, 1,000 kilometer target range. Corphead missiles, 3.5 Gs, 80% damage to armor. 2 shots, 5 seconds. 3 shots, 7 seconds. 3 shots, 5 seconds. 5 Gs, 3.7 kilometers per second. Magazine 16, can bombard. It's not really too much there. Battle cruiser, that is very efficient for us potentially. Battleship, battle cruiser, that kind of ship could be very, very useful for us. This is a 2G acceleration. That won't reach the bleed target. Rattler missiles, 7.5 Gs, 3 shots. Those are fast. Let's get those on the way. Then let's look for... So that's 400 kilonewtons, but that's an 8.3 kps propellant. Energy Lab, commercial rocket companies. Energy Lab, let's get that underway. But you should be able to get advanced atomic manipulation here as well. But I think we'll be ending the episode here shortly. We have stabilized Mexico up right there. I'm still not sure about engaging Victor 6, and we are over our mission control capacity. We just need more ships. We don't have the combat power as really as we need to have. There's Vercingetorix lost. There's Spruance. Yeah, as soon as you have any mission control capacity over, we'll have to go have a look and retake those stations, but we can't do so right now. We lost that control point in Russia, for God's sakes. And Siberian independence movement.
Our enemies are still
failed that role. Gain control of Perth, Westlasia. Okay. Sort this out, please.
Standing by for orders. Targeting the opposition. Standing
Sort
by
that
for
out. Get me
orders.
back control of Russia, thank you very much.
We'll make you
Keep building
Well,
public
cool.
support in the United States while we're here. You
At
can
your
perform
service.
crackdown potentially. Now, build up public support in the country.
Ready for my mission.
You can't steal a project. We'll just have you go assault an alien asset. Okay, mission control is nearly back under control for us here. We might want to get rid of the ship if possible. Let me have a look at ships. Fleets. Transfer low Earth orbit, 20th of June. There we go. We can scuttle you immediately. There we go. That gets us under our capacity now.
What the doctor means.
There's advanced atomic manipulation, which gets potential for water purification, nanofactories, and a bunch of other very, very useful stuff. Colloid drive, magnetic force manipulation, molten core fission, electrothermal, high energy electrostatic, advanced railgun batteries, cobalt dust reactors. Railguns could be useful. Arrival culture. Appeals to hope mission media literacy, a common concern. Advanced superconductors. Let's go carbon nanotubes. There's a lot of stuff in here. Let's go for advanced superconductors next. All right, first we'll leave the episode off. We didn't manage that to attack that ship, attack Victor 6. At least our ships are somewhat able to move around, though they're still obviously very slow. We lost a couple of stations again, and we'll have to retake those. Yeah, we're going to need a lot more ships, I think, and so I think I'm going to start trying to pump those out, and I'm probably going to start abandoning some of these tabs and just keep trying to build up our mission control. We've got to retake some of those Russian points because I forget to defend those interests, which I should have done. We did take over Mexico, though. Mexico's now at war with the United States, funnily enough. But no, I'll see you guys next time. Please like and subscribe. It really does help me out. And yeah, goodbye.